Let's turn our attention to voting. We've got an election coming up in just about 3 weeks. Well, there's a new law in New Jersey that requires county clerks to send out a mail-in ballot to anyone who voted by mail in the 2016 election. Here's the problem. Members of the military are able to vote by email, and there is a lot of confusion now as to whether or not those votes will count. Could people end up voting twice or not have their votes counted at all? So I caught up with my friend, former Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, who also served the state of New Jersey as Secretary of State. Her son is deployed in the Air Force, so this impacts her family directly. Kim, welcome back to Chasing News. How are you?
Hi, Bill. How are you?
Kim, first question. Did your son already vote? And do you expect that many members of the military have already voted? And how does the email vote work in the first place?
The email votes are something we've been doing for years and something that we did during Sandy. And you can, and it takes a couple of days, you can request a ballot, fill out the ballot, waive your right to privacy, and then send your vote back by email to the county clerk where it will be counted.
So your son was going to vote by email, and now you've got his mail-in ballot sitting on your kitchen table.
Yes. Now he's got this dilemma. There's a mail-in ballot sitting on my desk, and yet he also has his chance to vote by email. So which is it? Does he have to do the mail-in ballot as the law requires? If he does have to do the mail-in ballot, how do I get it to him?
Right. Where would you send it, and how would you make sure that it got to him and then back in time for Election Day?
Yes.
So, Kim, I know that the ACLU in New Jersey actually responded to your tweet, and it looks like they are going to look into it. But what can be done? I mean, what would you have done as Secretary of State, and what is the current Secretary of State doing?
Well, as usual, it's a little complicated in New Jersey. There are several different layers of bureaucracy, but right now it's the county clerks. Unfortunately, those poor county clerks that have to figure out how to implement the law.
Thank you, Kim. Safe travels. We did also get a statement from Governor Murphy's office. The statement said, Governor Murphy believes that no voter should be disenfranchised. Expanded vote by mail is a critical step that will help ensure that all eligible voters are able to participate in the democratic process. All right, let's bring back our A-plus panel for tonight's show. We're joined by Republican strategist Allison Young and radio host and Democrat Garland Nixon. Garland, I'm going to start with you on this.
Okay.
Your party's doing this. It seems to me it was almost like good intentions. Let's make this easier. So don't worry, you voted by mail in 2016. We're going to make it easy. No application. Here's your ballot.
I think there's a bigger issue here, and that is that we've made it too complicated to vote. That we've made it so complicated, when the fact of the matter is we could allow just about everybody to vote, and then afterwards you can challenge the ballots. If
Allison,
it's a close
that
vote.
just frightened me, even to hear what just happened. Because you've now got, what about illegal undocumented immigrants showing up at the DMV when they eventually get a license? You've got voter registration going on there. And you've got the reverse. You've got the potential now of thousands of members of the military being completely disenfranchised.
Well, absolutely. But first of all, anyone that wears the uniform and serves our country honorably deserves a debt of gratitude from this country. We should be making life easier in every way possible at home as we can for them, not harder. And this is making it harder for members of our military, maybe not to vote, because now it looks like they can vote in several ways, but it makes it harder for them to make sure their vote gets counted. And that's fundamentally disenfranchising military voters.
All right, listen, if you are a voter in New Jersey, check your mail. You may have gotten one, and you either need to vote by mail or you need to tell them in writing you're going to show up at the polls in just 3 weeks.